Oh, I got it. I'll because I don't want to say something that's completely wrong. But it just basically says it's a witch hunt and things of that nature.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't agree with everybody. I don't agree with Laura's point of view all the time. I don't agree with your point of view all the time. I don't agree with Queen Bee's view all the time. I don't agree with everyone all the time.
I think she
I
shortened
like
this.
all of y'all,
Yeah,
but
I
I
think
don't
she.
agree with
I think
everyone.
she shortened this post a little bit. The crime scene video was back up. I can't control much, but I can control that it was not deleted. There are no autopsy photos. This witch hunt is beyond ridiculous. We never said anything about autopsy photos. We said you have a video showing a dead child, is what we said. Not only that, we said that you are the one that released the autopsy photos to the public. That's what we said. So she likes to play word games like like everybody knows heels, right? You can play these little stupid word games like, oh, there's no autopsy, but we never said there was an autopsy photo. We said there's a video of you out there with 700,000 plays that shows a dead kid. I don't know how she twists that up.
Okay.
You know.
I didn't see that.
hmm
Yeah.
So it's a
Wow.
witch hunt. That ain't her. She didn't do these things. Oh hell no. Hi, you be good, caller.
Okay. Thank you. Take care.
Enough said. Enough said. Um, so for all the people that decided to come over here and hang out with me, oh, I just missed something. Oh, thank you, Guidance. God bless you. You're so sweet. We need to get together for lunch. I think we talked about it a while ago and then we didn't. Oh, we also have an update on the Carly Russell case. Stuff's still not jiving in that case. And I'm sorry. You know what? I think I have been called every name in the book for stating the position I have in this case. But I'm sorry. This is not our first rodeo. We've been doing this for a while. We tear all of these cases apart. Everybody is. I know everybody likes. I think we like Plunder because she's just sweet. She sticks to the facts for her family to speak um, on what's going on because of the legal implications for her. And I know that's an unpopular viewpoint, but it's based upon all the facts as we know it, the behavior of the police, and now the behavior of the parents. So, what do I mean by the behavior of the parents coming in? Hello, I would usually go to names in here. So I would usually watch it entirely because already right from the beginning of this, I could already tell they've already met in with her flashers and her driving almost a quarter of a mile with her flashers on, strategically stopping right before the sign. We see one image get out of the driver's side and walk around the back of the car to the passenger side. You can vaguely see a shadow move over to the tree line on the passenger side, obviously, because the roadway's on the other side. These are facts that are well known and well established. Law enforcement got there within 5 minutes. This case blew up. She was let go at some point. She didn't flag down a motorist. She didn't wave down a person. She didn't make noise after being held captive and let go. I don't know about you, but I would be thinking if I was fighting for my life and finally got out that I would be screaming to from here to kingdom come, running down the road, making a scene, if nothing more, just running as hard and as fast as I can. And somebody would have seen me. She comes back 48 hours, after the 48 hours of her disappearance. She goes to the hospital. Law enforcement has come out and said there's no kid, and they're looking into the investigation. They have not made no mention of an abductor. If this was somebody that she didn't know, first of all, let's look at it as if it was somebody she knew. Maybe it was somebody she knew. Maybe that's why they're not going public with it, right? How would somebody that she know that she was going to stop her car at that location on the interstate at that time of night? Who? Who would have known that? Who would have known that? Who would have been able to look at a crystal ball and know that that was going to be the perfect storm right then and there where they could abduct somebody that they know? How could that be a possibility? Her car at that location on the interstate at that time of night. Who? Who would have known that? Who would have known that? Who would have been able to look at a crystal ball and know that that was going to be the perfect storm right then and there where they could abduct somebody that they know? How could that be a possibility? And if the abductor was in the car, what abductor would allow her to actually call 911 and put -911 on her tail? Who? There was one person that got out of the car in front of it, no car that pulled behind it. Law enforcement knows it was her that called them from that car. The sister-in-law knows that it was her because she knows her voice. The scene was staged as if there was a struggle, including the hair. The scene was staged. The scene was staged. The scene was staged. That pulled in front of it. No car that pulled behind it. And if the abductor was in the car, what abductor would allow her to act? Who would have known that? Who would have been able to look at a and they have to maintain that her daughter was, because if her daughter was not abducted, that's serious. And if she lied to one of those FBI agents, that's what that Sarah girl from California that tried to, you know, do a hoax, and 18 months later, she ended up getting. You're probably surprised. Oh my God, I agree with you. That's okay. God bless you. God bless you. Anyways, that's why I said, maybe we need to pressure law enforcement to come if there's a public.
You could come right here, folks.
Maybe we need to pressure law enforcement to come if there's a public threat, they need to say it's a public threat. If there's no public threat, they need to say there's no public threat. They need to tell somebody something. And people are saying the family doesn't owe us a thing. Okay, well then I give you the family doesn't owe us a thing, but our paid officers, our chief of police damn sure does, because they used a lot of taxpayer money on that search. And excuse me, that was federal money too. That means that was my money. That was your money. So we have a right to know. Maybe we don't have a right to know from the family, but we damn sure have a right to know from law enforcement, our employees. So they need to either tell us there's a threat or tell us there's no threat. But I think they need to tell us something, and they need to tell us something. Soon, because I'm telling you, if people are going to, this is going to start getting where their phones start ringing off the hook and they start getting thousands and thousands of emails and letters. Does it really need to get that way for them to say, look, this is what we've got? I mean, just saying. Just saying, we've seen it happen before, right? We've seen it happen before. Anyways, getting on to what we're actually here for is the new documents related to Bryan Kohberger, but it's not just that. It really isn't. It's not just that. It is the newest. We're only going to focus really on two documents documents that I find really, really interesting. One of the newest documents that was released is the reply in support of the motion for protective order. And this was actually for families. I'm really glad she was found. But let's quit lying. That's all I'm asking. But at this point, I can promise you, she can't not. She can't come out and tell us what truly happened because it's now a legal issue for her. I can tell you that. She's in a legal quagmire with law enforcement. I promise you. And you guys don't say I'm the meanest person in the world, but just sit and wait. You'll see I'm right yet again. And then what are you going to say? You know what they're going to do? They're going to sweep it under the rug and act like I never said it and be so shocked. Well, oh my God, I can't believe it was a hoax. To one of their arguments, it says, and the state does not possess FBI records related to the IgG. So genetic a problem, and if they're going to do that, they should have to have a search warrant because the search warrant is the the balance of power, right? It makes them justify being able to use this against somebody. And if it's fallible, that should be challenged as well. And they're preventing it from being challenged by the defense by leaving it out. So I'm interested on this argument. DNA has been around for a really long time, but as DNA is around for a long time, there's going to be different types of arguments that are going to go on for this. law enforcement as well. So you already had, Wazoo reaching out to them saying, hey, we found your white Elantra. It's registered to a Brian Koberger. Then you have FBI, because he's an inspirational person, and he really just seems to be very impactful and moves me. Like, some of the stuff just moves me. So check him out. I'm going to go out with him. Anyways, guys, have an amazing day. God bless each and every one of you.
I don't know who need to hear this.
Here are 9 things that you should understand about life. Number 1, even if you trust someone, keep some things to yourself. The less people you have in your